Hello again. Today we're going to try something different for those of us who have troubles with our knees or our hips and it's hard to get down to the mat. I thought I'd give you another version of yoga, and it's chair yoga. So what you'll need today is a chair, a sturdy chair like a kitchen chair, something without any arms, maybe a block and a strap or something, like that you can put your feet on. And a strap, if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or a tie or whatever, and your mat. So we're going to get started then, if you have all of your equipment together, by sitting in our chair. And the reason we have the block is if when you're sitting in the chair, you want to have your feet coming down to the floor, to the mat. You want them not dangling for us vertically challenged people. So if your legs your feet don't reach, then you can put your feet on top of the block just so you're connected to something. And you can sit back in your chair, or maybe if you don't have a block or you just barely reach the floor, you might want to scooch your butt up to the front of the chair. Whatever's comfortable for you. So we're going to start by getting ourselves nice and comfortable. You can have your hands on your lap, or you can have your hands on the chair, whatever's comfortable. Nice tall spine, and we're going to take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, through the mouth. Just relaxing your shoulders and your face again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then waking up our spine by moving it from side to side. Get those shoulders going too, so that your spine can move with them. You might hear a few little cracks and creaks. That's okay, just warming it up. And then when we come to center, we're going to bring our chin down to our chest, stretching the back of our neck. And just hold that for a couple of breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose now. Keeping those shoulders down, away from your ears. And then slowly coming up and back all the way as far as is comfortable for you. And coming back to center. And then we're going to take our chin and look over our shoulder. And only go as far as your body will let you go. There shouldn't be any pain. And then slowly over to the other side. And back to center. And then bringing our ear down towards our shoulder to meet our shoulder. Don't lift that shoulder up. Keep your shoulder relaxed. And maybe for a little bit more intense stretch, you can put your hand on the side of your head, but don't yank on your head. Just placing it there and let gravity do the work. It just gives you a little bit more of a stretch. And releasing your hand, sitting up nice and tall before you go over to the other side. And again, you can place your hand on the side of your head, just for a little bit more stretch. And releasing, coming back up to center. And we'll do some shoulder shrugs. So we're bringing our shoulders and squeezing them up towards your ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then just let them drop. And again, up to your ears. Squeeze tight. And let them go. one more time, just for good measure. Squeeze those shoulders. Squeeze all that tension out, and then just let it drop. And doing some alternating shoulder rolls, going back, one at a time. Get those arms going too. And then reverse directions. Loosen up them shoulders. And coming back to center. Taking our arms out, palms facing forward, and just reaching out in both directions as far as you can. And then giving yourself a big hug. Squeezing those shoulders feels so good. And then just make note of which arm is on top, because we're going to do it again, but we're going to switch arms. So reaching out again as far as you can, and then crossing over with the opposite arm on top this time. Nice hug, big hug. And releasing and bringing your arms down. And with our hands on our knees, we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, you're going to bring your chest out, your chin up, cave your back in. And on the exhale, you're going to come forward, bring your chin to your chest, shoulders come forward, rounding your back like a cat. And again, inhale up, chest out, chin up, cave back. And exhale, chin to chest, rounded shoulders, and back like a cat. 3 more times. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Two more times. Up. And down. And last time. Inhaling up. Great way to wake up our spine. And exhaling down. Coming back. And we're going to do some side bends. So you can hang on to the side of your chair, or maybe keep your arm on your hand on your lap, whichever works for you, and the other arm is going to come up, and you're going to go over to the side, feeling a nice stretch in your side body. You might notice that you get just as good a stretching done in the chair as you do sitting on your mat. And it's not so hard on your knees or your hips if you have those issues. So while you're in this stretch, if it feels good, you can look up, or you can just keep your head looking forward, or maybe it feels better for you to look down. Whatever feels good for you. And then come back up. Sit up nice and tall, spine, before we go over to the other side. So arm up. Don't forget to breathe. And back up and down. Stay nice and tall. We're just going to rotate our wrists. Not so much of a need for it when we're in the chair, but when you're on the mat, that's good. But even if you use your hands a lot in whatever you're doing, this is always good. Give your hands a shake, just wake them up. And now engaging our legs, we want to wake them up too, so you can have, if your feet are on the ground or on the block, you're going to just push into that block or into your mat, one leg at a time. You should feel it in these muscles here. You're going to wake those up. Pushing one at a time. Maybe let's just pretend we're sitting in a beach chair, pushing our feet into the sand. We're on vacation, enjoying the beautiful weather. Not in Florida though. Those crazy spring breakers are spreading all their germs. And then coming back to center, taking one leg out. We're going to point our toes and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And back down. Next leg. Point and flex. Point. Flex. Point. Flex, and one more time. Point, and flex, and then come back down. And then you just give those legs a shake. And we're going to do some wake up for our arms too, so we're going to just reach up as far as you can. Now really reach, don't just put your arm in the air. You can't see my hands reaching because of the screen, but you can do it. And then we're going to bring the other one up. Reach up as high as you can. Reaching for that stuff on the top shelf, whatever it is. Reach, reach, reach. And then coming down. And then we're going to reach forward and across. So we're reaching for our phone, or the channel changer, or our glass of wine. Yes. And back down. And then it's over on the other side. That damn husband keeps moving it. Reach, reach, reach. And coming back down. And I dropped something on the floor, so I gotta pick it up. So reaching down there. Reach, don't just hang your arm down, you gotta reach. Engage those arms, make them work. And then we're gonna do the other side too. Reaching down, making sure all the muscles in your arms are tensed up and working. And coming back up. Now I'm just going to move my block and scooch up to the front, because we're going to do a forward fold. So legs can be about hip width apart, or maybe a little wider, and you're going to bring both arms up. Slight back bend, and then all the way down into a forward fold, and grabbing onto opposite elbows, and just relaxing your head and your neck. And just hanging out, letting all the blood rush to your brain, getting some fresh oxygen there, clear up our head, get the cobwebs out. Feels so good. You should try hanging upside down every day, just for a little while. Keep everything circulating. Fresh blood to your brain is always good. Just breathe. And then slowly coming up. One vertebrae at a time. And now we're going to do some seated sun salutations. So we bring both arms up, slight back bend, forward fold, halfway lift, so flat back, just peeking up, forward fold, and then all the way back up, slight back bend, hands come to heart center, and down. And while we're in the sun salutation, we're going to do warrior, different couple versions of the warrior pose in your seat. So warrior one, you would usually have a lunge, but it's kind of hard to move around here within the sun salutation, so we'll just do them separate. So this is another reason why you have your block. We're gonna turn ourselves sideways on our chair. Your outer leg is off the chair, inner leg is on the edge of the chair, and it feels more comfortable for some, unless you have really long legs, to put that front foot on the block. If you don't have it on, you'll see you're this leg is reaching for the floor. So warrior one, your back foot is facing the same as your front foot. Your hips are square to the same direction of your feet. Both arms are coming up. And breathe. So you can gaze softly up to the ceiling, to the sky, or if that hurts your neck, you can keep your head. But both arms are working strong. Your back leg is as straight as you can get it. Front leg is bent. Maybe you want to bring that block a little bit closer, or your foot. And then releasing your arms down. Now we're going to go into warrior two. So that back foot, you're going to flip it to 90 degrees. Your front foot leg is still bent, but our hips are going to try and come square to the front. And our arms are going to come up shoulder height. Check and make sure your arms are at the same height. And then your gaze is going to be over your front hand. This is warrior two. Nice deep breath. In through the nose and out through the nose. And we're going to bring our arms down just for a second, and then we're going to go into a reverse warrior. So this back hand, palm is on your leg, front hand, palm is facing towards you, and you're going to come back. Leaning back, looking up. This is a reverse warrior, or a beautiful warrior. They're all beautiful. And don't forget to breathe and smile, and then coming back up. Bring our arms down, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So you'll grab onto your block, put it over on the other side, and again get yourself set up so your front leg or your outside leg is coming behind, inside leg is towards the edge of your chair. Set up your block so that your leg is nice and parallel like this. You don't want to have your ankle too close in. You want to still be able to see your toes. Back leg, toes are facing the same direction as your front. Your hips are facing the front, same direction, and we're going to bring both arms up into warrior one. Gazing up if you like, or you can keep your head straight, whatever works for you. Keeping those arms strong. This is a strong pose. All the warrior poses are. And then deep breaths. And bring your arms down. And we're going to flip that back foot 90 degrees so the toes are pointing to the wall or towards me. Front foot is still in the same direction, or the same as it was, facing forward. Our hips, try and square your hips towards the front. And then we're going to bring both arms up, shoulder height, and then gazing over your front arm. For warrior two. Another strong warrior pose. Keeping those arms working. Your whole body is working. Deep breaths. Breathe moving into those spots that might be screaming at you right now. And then coming into warrior, beautiful warrior or reverse warrior. So the palm is facing towards you. Other one is going down your back leg. And you're looking up, if that feels good for your neck. Otherwise, maybe you want to look down. It's your body. Do what it's telling you to do. And then come back up. Just come down. And we're going to go forward. Something else you usually just do on the mat, but you can do in a chair, is a chair version of downward dog. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring your legs out and you're going to really engage both legs like you would in downward dog. Your feet are flexed like you're pushing into the floor. Arms come out. Same thing, your hands are pointing up like you're pressing into the floor or mat. Your back is straight, relaxing your neck and your head, but engaging all four limbs, so your arms and your legs. Your neck is staying nice and soft, relaxed. Shoulders are down from your ears. A couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, just to relax, ground ourselves. And then going down. Maybe you want to give those hips a little shake. And if you need your block in the front, you can still have that. But we're going to do a seated twist now. So bringing our arms up. And then turn over to the right, taking your left hand to your right leg, your right arm in behind your chair. Sit up nice and tall with the inhale. Exhale, turn around and look behind you. Deep breath. Center. We're going to do the other side. So arms up, twist over to the left, right hand comes to left leg, left hand behind the chair. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, turn and look behind you. Feeling a nice twist, massaging your internal organs, wringing out all the toxins inside. Twists are so good for your digestive system also. And coming back to center. Just give yourself a little shake. Get out that twist. And coming up to the edge of your chair, we're going to do a seated figure four pose. So you can take, if your leg gets up to your knee, that's great. This is the figure four I'm talking about. If not, you can have it down on your shin or wherever, just cross your ankles. The idea is we're going to have figure four, and then we're going to intensify it a little bit if you like. You can stay right here and just kind of pushing on your knee, giving that hip a little bit of a stretch. Or you can bend, do a forward fold, so bringing your arms up and coming forward, grabbing for your other ankle. And you'll feel the stretch in your hips a little bit more intense. Play around with the bend of this leg, like maybe if you straighten it out, that's even more. You might feel it in different places. Maybe you straighten it out and come down. I feel that more in my hips when I have it bent. And you can give yourself a gentle pressure on your bent leg. See if you feel it a little different. And then coming back up. And we're going to do it on the other side. So again, bringing that leg up to wherever feels good for you, whether it's up there or down below. And just pushing down on your knee, or maybe you want to bend over. So whatever works for you, just I'm going to bend over. And this is way different on this side. A lot tighter on this hip for me. So I might not get down as far, but that's okay. Just be gentle. And don't forget to breathe. And slowly coming back up. And there's another pose that we do. You might do balancing, but it's a good stretch for the hips. It's a seated eagle pose. So we're going to cross our legs if you can and bring that foot in behind your calf. And again, just go as much as if you can't get it behind there, that's okay. We're going to cross our legs and then we're going to bring our arms out and we're going to do the same. We're going to cross them. So if you can get them together, that's good. If not, wherever they land. And try to bring your elbows up to shoulder height if you can. You'll feel it in your shoulders. And breathe. And sometimes too, if you bring your feet out a little bit, you might feel a different stretch, a better stretch. Or try to bring that forward. Just play around with it and see what works best for you. Squeezing those legs together will also help with the stretch. And release, and we're going to do the opposite side. So it's easy enough to figure out which leg goes on top. Sometimes it's hard to remember which arm was on top. So the way I figure it out is if you, whatever way is most comfortable is how you'll go at first. So do the opposite. That one wasn't, this one was. Okay. And again, bringing your elbows up. Pushing those arms, those hands together, the legs also, like just engaging all of your limbs will make it work a little bit harder, but it'll feel so much better. And breathing. Make sure you're breathing. And release everything. Give it all a shake. Blood circulating again. Wonderful. Interlacing your fingers and grabbing one knee, pulling it up to the chest. Oh, thank you, Mona. Back down, other leg, pulling it into the chest. And down. Taking your hands in behind your thigh and lifting your leg up. Only as high as you can. Just kind of a opposite of what we were doing. And back down. Opposite leg. Now we're going to take our legs wide apart and straight, hands to hips, sitting up nice and tall, and then we're going to come down into a forward fold. Bring your hands down to your mat and just relax in your head and your neck. Maybe you want to grab onto your ankles and just relax. Just hanging out. And then slowly coming back up. Bringing our legs together, and we're going to do a chair version of camel pose. So you're supporting your lower back. Now you can do this sitting forward, but you have to be scooched to the front of your chair. I just want to show you. And then we're going to push our hips forward, bring our head back, and bending back as far as is comfortable for you. Really good for the thyroid, thymus gland. Opens everything up in the chest. And then releasing, and we're going to come into a seated child pose. So with that, your legs are about hip width apart, maybe a little wider, and you're just going to come down. You can just relax your arms, or you can come right down, whatever's more comfortable. That's what child's pose is all about, is being really comfortable. Relaxing your back. We just did a strong back bend.